Hello everybody and welcome to the Tarda Zone. We have a video for you. So over the last 48 hours, there has been a lot of fuss over John Barrowman yet again. Fans out there, Jody stands, and I'll explain it now in a minute because I've been accused of lying about these Jody stands being outraged, and it's mostly them that are outraged, and I'll explain that. So since the original incident, and he apologized, he's been going to Comic Cons ever since. And if you look at the Comic Cons, it's clear to see that John Barrowman is a very popular guy within fandom. Okay, anytime he has appeared, he's been getting standing ovations. He's been clapped. People have been laughing at his jokes. Yes, he's a bit naughty, as he always is. That's John Barrowman's character. But you will see that since that incident, nobody has had a problem with it, right? It's only after the Noel Clarke stuff came out that these Jodie Whittaker stands decided that he needed to apologize yet again. Now, he according to the article that I'm going to be reading you, apparently they're saying he was forced to apologize. No, he was not forced to apologize because he apologized when it originally came out. He came out with 2 other apologies, and he did an apology on a radio interview as well. So the guy has apologized 4 times now over the years. Yeah. And when the Noel Clarke stuff came out, all of the focus seemed to be on John Barrowman. And the reason why that is because John Barrowman is still very active on social media. Whereas Noel Clarke ran off, did the usual thing. Oh, I'm going to seek help for what I did, right? And runs off social media. So they needed a target, and John Barrowman has been their target ever since. Now, they were celebrating and gloating. If you watch me videos, you will see that you were celebrating the fact that John Barrowman has come off social media. Now, John Barrowman, it looks like, has reached his limit. And obviously, he was, his behavior seemed to be quite erratic, which I can fully understand, because when you're constantly being attacked all the time, trust me, it does affect your mental health. Now, this guy, John, has, as you all know, has told everybody that he's went to see a therapist because, all of this has gotten him down. Now, the guy, as I said, has already apologized, right? And was able to move on. But all of a sudden now, he must be punished again. And I'm sorry, but he shouldn't be punished. The guy should be able to move on with his life. Do you know what the funny thing about it is? If you look at the behavior of the Jodie stands, right, you just have absolutely nothing to talk about. Look at your behavior. It's despicable, right? It's despicable. And when I've called you out now, you're all playing the little victim. Oh, look, we're being picked on. Well, don't be picking on a grown man and forcing him off lying and then gloating about it, right? With tweets like, oh, we've killed them and stuff like that, right? So don't be coming at me and saying that I'm picking on you because you're kids. You just don't get a free pass because you're kids. I'd like to know where your parents are, actually. It's quite disgusting, the behavior of you people. And I'm sorry, again, I've proven time and time again, you Jodie stands just don't give a crap. You weren't even born, half of you, when the original incidents happened. He was able to move on. It was even a long-running joke within the fandom, right? But because you little muppets are outraged now, he had to come out and apologize again. And I'm hearing this, oh, it wasn't a heartfelt apology. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It's not my fault that the apology doesn't reach your high standards. Anyway, let's continue this because the mess has gotten a little bit more. It's from the Sun newspaper now, so I will say this: the Sun newspaper has a habit of making shit up. But if this is true, I'm very disappointed in Karen Gillan, to be quite honest with you. Because, you know, as I said, none of these guest stars would ever had a problem with working with John or appearing at Comic Cons, but because there's a small minority of fans out there, I wouldn't even call them fans, that are outraged that if this is true and Karen Gillan has actually pulled out of the Welsh Comic Con, well, I will have to say I'm very disappointed in her, to be quite honest with you, because the guy, as I've already pointed out, has apologized so many times. I don't know how many different times this guy has to apologize before these people accept it. The problem is, in my opinion, they'll never accept it. They want him gone. They don't want him anywhere near Doctor Who. Just to let you know, though, and this will annoy us, and I don't really care, when he starred in Jodie Whittaker's era, the numbers went up. So your evidence that, you know, that this guy isn't liked is absolutely ridiculous, because when he appeared in Jodie Whittaker's era, the viewing figures went up. John is still loved by all his fans, right? No fan out there is saying that his behavior wasn't inappropriate. He's even said it himself. He said that he's learned from his mistakes and he's become a better person. We believe that. Now, if you have a problem with that, I don't really give a flying fuck anymore, right? Leave the man alone. Anyway, Doctor Who star Karen Gillan pulls out a major event after shamed. This is the Sun for you. Shamed John Barrowman joins lineup. He's not shamed because, as I said, he apologized and fans moved on. If that's the case, Sun newspaper, why haven't you been doing articles about John Barrowman for the last several years? Yeah, exactly. So, Doctor Who star Karen Gillan pulled out a major fan event just 3 days after Shane John Barrowman was announced as taking part. Actress Karen, who played Time Lord's assistant Amy Pond between 2010 and 2013, was scheduled to appear at the Wales Comic Con in November. But after John, who was forced to apologise, no, he was not forced to apologise. He apologised when the original incident happened, and then every time it's been brought up, he's apologised. He hasn't been forced to do fuck all, right? He's apologised. What can you not get through these thick skulls? He's apologised, and I'm not surprised anyway, because this article is written by a woman, right? Typical. But after John, who was forced to apologise for repeatedly exposing himself on TV sets this year, the incidents happened a few years back, you idiots, was unveiled as participant on the 10th of August. Carden dropped out on the 13th. In a video message to fans, the star apologised, claimed she was forced to pull out by a scheduled clash with filming of Guardians of the Galaxy. So if that is true, why is the Sun actually doing a whole article about that she pulled out because of John Barrowman? Well, I'll tell you now. She added that she was gutted for not taking part. But sources close to Carden, wow, the Sun newspaper will manage to get sources. Woo! Where is it? But sources close to Carden 33, who has publicly backed campaigning against sexual harassment, which rightly so, said she was reluctant to appear alongside John. Was she? Wow. One told the Sun on Sunday. Oh, they told the Sun, so it must be fact. Carden has been vocal in speaking up against systemic sexual harassment in the workplace in the past. It continues to be an issue that she feels very strongly about. So the prospect of appearing alongside John publicly left her very conflicted. Did it now? In 2018, Carden joined hundreds of women in backing the Time's Up initiative, designed to combat systemic sexual harassment in the workplace. She said, "I stand with women across every industry to say time's up on abuse, harassment, marginalisation and underrepresentation. And her decision came after a huge backlash from fans who took to social media to complain about John's involvement in the Telford event. One wrote, Wales Comic Con used to be a safe place, but now they're inviting someone who sexually harassed his castmates. Right, listen. Right. John did not sexually harass any of his castmates. If John sexually harassed any of his castmates would have come out. His castmates have actually come out and defended him and said, yes, while it was ill judgment, they never felt like it was anything sinister. That's what was said. It's very funny that all these articles seem to leave out the people that have defended John Barrowman, especially some of those that were actually there when the incidents happened and did it to them. Right? Can you guarantee he won't make people uncomfortable when meeting him, make jokes about his behaviour during the panel? Who the fuck do you think you are? Whoever you are, you numpty. A second one said, I wish to cancel my ticket. Grant, give it to me. I'll go and meet him. As I don't agree with this person being featured due to his actions. His actions were way back in the day. He's had no problem with going to Comic-Con since then, you bleeding morons. The Sun also revealed this year that John had been forced to apologise after repeatedly flashing on the set of Doctor Who and Torchwood. No, he wasn't forced to apologise. He apologised willingly 4 bleeding times. The actor who played Captain Jack Harkness in both shows was reprimanded by executive producer Julie Gardner, right? And she said he apologised to the people, and then they moved on. They even actually wrote a song. Yeah, they actually wrote a song joking about his little Barrowman. Nobody had a problem then, but because a few outraged fans now today because of Noel Clarke. Yeah, that's the problem. And that's the problem I have. And Noel Clarke does seem to be getting a free pass. And I'm going to say it again, he is getting a free pass, right? After the initial allegations from those 20 plus women had come out, yes, I will admit that there was uproar. But then after that, all the focus turned to John Barrowman because Noel Clarke had put up a video to throw him under the bus because he wanted to deflect away from him, you little morons. But you fell for it, didn't you? You fell for it, right? He put up a video deliberately talking about John Barrowman's little Barrowman because he knew what he was doing, because Noel Clarke is a snake, right? He's a snake. Then he comes out, I'm going to seek therapy. Oh, the usual response from a person that's being accused of doing something like what Noel Clarke has done. Over 20 women. He later insisted his actions were only ever intended in good humour, which his castmates that were involved in the incidents have agreed with. But now it's understood he will not be appearing on the judging panel of Dancing on Ice this year after ITV bosses sensationally sacked him over the row. Now again, that's the end of the article. But I will say this: if Dancing on Ice have actually sacked him, then I will have to say that Dancing on Ice, they're a bunch of hypocrites, because ITV has worked with John Barrowman since those incidents. It's been public knowledge. Same with the BBC. Same with Big Finish, who decided to shelve his audio, right, until everything dies down. These people are all hypocrites. And the people that are talking in this article about how they want to attend Comic-Con now because John's there are hypocrites. They were probably there at other Comic-Cons that he was at. All of this is hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. John Barrowman now, unfortunately, looks like he's cracked. And the amount of abuse that he's taken, I am not surprised. I am not surprised. So his social media accounts, he's taken down his Twitter. Apparently, he's not active on his other social media accounts. I think that's the right decision for John Barrowman's sake. He should concentrate on him and his husband. And I just want to say to John, and I've been accused of, why are you defending John? He's not going to. He's not going to. He's not going to meet you. He's not going to be this that. I'm defending John Barrowman because it's the right thing to do. Because I see hypocrisy all over the place. As I said, you know, if you go after those incidents, right, and you look at the Comic Cons since then, right, John Barrowman has been well received, right? He's come out to standing ovations. He's made the crowd laugh. He's made them cry with these jokes. He's just a decent human being. Yes, did he make a mistake back in the day? He's even said he has himself. He said he's learned from it and he's become a better person, right? Now, again, what baffles me is that these young kids, these Jody stands, don't realise and won't accept the fact that he's apologised 4 times. Apparently, it's not that the apology is not heartfelt as all of this rubbish that you're getting. It's not a sincere apology. He's just apologising because he has to apologise. As I said, when the original incident happened and Julie pulled him up on it, he apologised sincerely. And you could tell that the fans accepted his apology because he turned up at Comic Cons ever since. Ever since. Now, if fans had a problem with him during those Comic Cons, someone would have called him out. Right? Live on those Comic Cons. But nobody's ever called him out. And this is why I'm blaming the Jody stands. Right? Because it is mostly them that are kicking up about it. And you know what the funny thing is about it? Is half of these kids weren't even born when this incident happened. Right? When these incidents happened. They weren't even born. Right? But they have to be outraged about something. Right? Now, they haven't liked the fact that I've called them out. Right? And they've decided to come onto my Twitter account. Right? So this is what I do because it's the best thing to do because it drives them mad. But not only that, it exposes their behaviour. So anytime a little muppet comes onto my account, or retweet their tweet where they're celebrating the fact and gloating that they got John Barrowman offline, right? Or retweet them and then I mute them, right? I mute them because I don't want to hear that bull, right? They're wrong. They're in the wrong, and they've been in the wrong for a long time. And this kind of behaviour from these fans has been evident ever since Jodie Whittaker has been announced as the Doctor, right? They've gone after everybody that they feel has done some wrong. But they want to take a long, hard look at themselves because the fact that they're celebrating the fact that they bullied a grown man offline who has actually told his fans and supporters that he's had to seek therapy, right? And they're gloating with tweets, oh, we killed him, and all of this other rubbish. Now, I have featured some of their tweets in a video. Obviously, I have censored their names out on the video, but I haven't done that on Twitter. So you can see who they are. I don't give a crap. If you're going to go after a man, right, and you're going to harass him and bully him so much that he had to seek therapy, right, and has now decided to leave social media, you're going to be called out for it. The behaviour is despicable. And your behaviour throughout all of this has been despicable. So before you start flinging mud John Barrowman's way, maybe take a long, hard look at yourselves before you judge other people. Because user behaviour over the last 5 years has been nothing short of criminal. Right? Harassing people, slandering people, posting disgusting porn images. Last night, someone actually set up an account on Twitter using my account name and posting me porn pictures, telling me that my wife deserved it, right? Telling me to get no-scoped. These kids have not learned, right? And the thing is that these kids right now, they bully the wrong people, and there's an active police investigation, but it didn't stop them last night from going after me. And I put those tweets, by the way, the porn images, the porn image I did actually censor, but I threw it up. It's David Tennant's face lying there holding his manhood, right? That's what I got sent last night. Now I put a censored version up on Twitter for everybody to see. Also, I was told to get no scoped. I was told that my wife deserved it and all of this other rubbish. The usual. So these trolls that have been going around on YouTube channels, right, and been going around on Twitter haven't learned their lesson. This police investigation that's happening, they don't seem too bothered by it. But you should be. Because now that's being added to the evidence. Now, this is the thing. The account thinks they're being smart because every time they posted something like that, they were deleting the tweet. But not before I reported the account, reported the tweets and stuff like that. Now, apparently I've been told the account has been taken down. It's suspended, right? But these people, this is what these people are doing. And yeah, they think they're the right ones to go and judge John Barrowman for past actions that he's apologized for 4 times. Right? Do you see the hypocrisy in it? So as I said, I don't care if you're kids, right? You don't get a free pass in this fandom because you've bullied someone to the point where they've got to go and seek therapy and they've had to go offline because of you. I'd like to know what our parents are actually doing, because they seem to be pretty shitty parents to me if they're allowing their kids to go and do the vile stuff that they've been doing for these last 5 years. It's absolutely disgraceful, the behavior of these fans in this fandom. And the sooner this era is over, the better. The better. And of course, we got the usual crap from Mr. TARDIS. He puts up a picture, right, of the Joker, right? The Joaquin Phoenix one. And he goes, oh, look, there's a Not My Doctor figurine for sale. Right? Now, this is an idiot, right? This is an idiot that has also added fuel to the fire in this fandom over the last 5 years since Jodie Whittaker has been cast. And I'm going to call you out and say out straight, right? Posts like that are not going to help this fandom move on from the last 5 years. And you should really know and do better, because you're a grown-ass fucking man, all right? So do better. Don't be an idiot, right? And don't keep putting up. There's no such thing as a Not My Doctor, you idiot. It's a hashtag that people used. And most people stopped using it, right? There's no Not My Doctors in the fandom, you bleeding tick. Right? So you do better as well. Because if you think you've gotten your claim in this fandom, you ain't, mate. You ain't. You've added the fuel to the fire. You even supported a guy, right? A guy in Tom Vance that was actually exposed, right, for saying inappropriate things to young women in this fandom. So don't be thinking that you got the higher ground here, or you've got the moral compass here, because you don't. You added to it as well, right? So do better. Be a better human being, all right? Because I'm sick of you as well, thinking that you can go around thinking that you know everything, thinking that you're the man that knows what goes on in this fandom. You haven't got a clue, right? But your tweets like that do not help. We're trying to move on from all of this. We're trying to get a clean slate in this fandom and move on. But you want to add fuel to the fire every bloody time. Because you know why? Because if you don't, you're a nobody. That's why, right? You need the drama. It's like when I watch someone's live stream out there and someone that used to be a panelist on this decided that they'd go and attack me. Call me a nobody. Oh, he's an idiot. Don't listen to him. He loves the drama. No. I called out a woman because she said some vile things about Zack Snyder's daughter. And the fact that you're defending that person tells me a lot about you. So don't be coming at me with crap either. Right? Got the screenshots of those little messages as well, actually, that you put up on that live chat. See, here's the thing, right? There's a lot of hypocrites in this fandom, right? Talk about toxic fandom. Well, you're adding to it. You're adding to it, right? And then, like, you go around and say, well, people can do whatever they want on their channel, but you seem to be very hyper-focused on me and whatever I do. And anytime I have a fallout with anybody, you seem to show up in their live chat. That's funny, there is. So why not practice what you preach? Yeah? Practice what you preach. You mind your own business about what I do on my channel. Yeah? And Even if I was, right, as you say, all he is about drag. It's none of your business. It's none of your business what I do. None of your business, right? But no, it's not, right? It's not about drama. It's about calling out wrong, right? And she was wrong, and she's vile for it, right? But the fact that you defend her tells me a lot anyway, right? So don't be going. So again, everybody in this fandom are hypocrites. Am I innocent? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Over these 5 years, yes, we've all done things that we shouldn't have probably done. But nobody has the moral high ground here. So don't be going around thinking that you have, because you don't. You were just as bad. So back to this Karen Gillian stuff. I will say this though, if she has really done this because of John Barrowman's behaviour, as I said, she's hypocritical because everybody's known about it. And he's apologized 4 times. Look, I don't care anymore. These people just need to leave him alone. The guy has moved on. His fans have moved on. And as I said, when the guy, he's already moved on. Because, as I said, if you look at the Comic Cons, everybody had moved on from those incidents. But you just want to drag it all up again. And as I said, Noel Clark knew what he was doing by putting that video up, and he all fell for it. And that's how pathetic he are. He actually fell for it, right? And John Barrowman, by the way, I just want to make clear, John Barrowman did not sexually harass or sexually assault anybody. Even the people that he did it to said it wasn't that sexual. So maybe you should listen to them, because nobody asked you guys to speak for his so-called victims, right? Okay? If they've got anything to say, they would come out and say it when all of this was publicly happening, right? But not one of them stabbed him in the back. So I don't know who the hell you think you are. But your time in this fandom will come to an end, because as soon as Jodie Whittaker is gone, most of you will leave anyway. And good riddance to you all. Good riddance to you all. You have been a stain on this fandom. And you have been, obviously, you have been guided along the way by certain people out there in the fandom that claim to be, to have the moral high ground and stuff like that. But they've just been complicit as much as you guys. Anyway, I've said what I've had to say, but if as I said, if Karen Gillian has pulled out, I find it quite laughable, really. If it's got to do with John Barrowman, because as I said, if you look since the incident, he's been at cons left, right, and centre. If people had a problem, why didn't they come out and say something then? I'll tell you why. Because his fans, the people that he did it to, all moved on from these incidents. They accepted his apology. They accepted the fact that there was nothing sinister in it. So you guys honestly need to move on from this. And as I said, the fact that Noel Clark seems to be getting a pass here from you guys is actually truly disgusting. And you can be outraged all you want to say, well, I'm not giving him a free pass. Well, all these tweets are about John Barrowman, though. Where's these tweets about Noel Clark? So shut up. Right, I'm off. There'll be a few videos today. Check them out. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. But as I said, his fans, his support will always be here. And John, I'll say to you, take care of yourself. And when you do come back, your fans will be here waiting for you, as they always have. And by the way, I will say this, we've been looking at his social media accounts, and the amount of love that has been shown by people out there is incredible. They've drowned out most of the negativity, to be quite honest with you. But I hope John can see that he is loved by people out there. And I know this is a rough time for him because I've been through this for the last 5 years. I know what it's like to be constantly attacked day after day, and it's not a nice feeling. So, you know, as I said, John, when you come back, we'll all be here. And for all those saying, well, why are you doing this and all of this? I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. When all of this started, I felt compelled to come out and call this hypocrisy out, and I'll continue to do so. And also on top of that, because I'm a huge John Barrowman fan, I always have been, and anybody that's been following this channel will tell you that I'm a huge John Barrowman fan. I love Captain Jack. You know, it's anytime we talk about bringing characters back, I always say bring John Barrowman back because Captain Jack's story is not done, right? I've always liked the guy. And we recently watched him, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And until he did something to his ankle, to me, he was one of the favourites to win that. The public got to see the real John Barrowman. And they loved him. Because he came in, what place did he come in? He came in 4th place. Right? It's either 4th or 3rd place. So, if he was so unpopular, right, ITV would have got plenty of complaints. Well, why do you have John Barrowman on I'm a Celebrity? But none of that happened. None of that happened. So go on with your fake outrage and take it somewhere else. And as I said, don't let the door, the fandom hitches on the way out because you ain't welcome here anymore. See you later. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you after. Bye-bye. I played the wrong trailer, but wise words from Peter Capaldi that a lot in this fandom should actually, you know, adhere to. But it's funny because a lot of those fans that come out after John Barrowman say exactly that. Be kind. Bunch of hypocrites. Here is the actual channel trailer. Sorry about that. See you later.